Hi, you all, it's Jenny here, and I'm giving you an update. Um, I'm going to try to keep this open. I have a child who hasn't showed up for class. I am book solid today, and I didn't think I'd get a video in, but we're 10 minutes in, so I usually, if they don't show up within 10 minutes, they don't come, but we'll see. So I'm going to try to get a quick video in. I'm not doing HCG specifically today. I wanted to talk about, I had mentioned in the previous couple videos that I'm doing a lot of self-sabotaging, and I wanted to start doing more research on my brain and reasons why I do different things in that. And this isn't specific to that topic, but I thought it was interesting. And actually, I'm going to talk about the brain, but actually, specifically, this kind of goes hand in hand with HCG because we talk about the hypothalamus and resetting the brain. So, part of this that I'm going to talk about is what happens to your brain when you go on a diet. And I'm going to read it directly from the article. This was on the Today Show, and this was something that they posted in relation to that. Okay, let me just go ahead and get started. Oh, I should probably talk numbers. I didn't do a video yesterday. Yesterday I lost 1.9 pounds. Today I lost 1.9 pounds. I'm not excited about any of that because I had gained before. So I'm still not back at the lowest point that I was when I was dying on HCG the past month. Um, so, and I've got a big scrapbooking retreat coming up. I'm leaving tomorrow to go, and it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it's just, Amish mashed potatoes, homemade pies, just the whole roast beef. It's all going to be there. Plus the snacks that are going to be out, and I'm in charge of the whole retreat, so I'm in charge of organizing it, making sure everything looks nice, and so I'll constantly be around the food the entire 4 days. So it's not an ideal situation that I'm about to embark upon. So I'm a little disappointed with myself that yeah, I am the last couple of days doing well. I'm not on HCG right now because it just seemed dumb to start, even though I did start for like a day because I thought I'm going to stick with it, and then I thought I'm not. Anyway, all right, a lot of jabbering here, but there you go. I'm going to read about my messed up brain a little bit. And actually, this isn't a messed up part that I'm going to read about today. It's just kind of explaining your brain on a diet. All right. All right, it says, you'd think we'd be dieting pros by now. There are countless experts telling you they know the secret to getting slim by eating this or avoiding that. And then there's the old calories in versus calories out equation that seems so simple at the surface, but it's much harder when you put it into practice. And with 45 million Americans dieting each year, and most people failing at those diets, mm, there much be so much typo, even typo on a NBC Today Show site. There must, not much, there must be so much more going on underneath the calls to snack on kale chips and forget the calls for the Little Debbies, which, can I side note just tell you, that's one of my biggest indulgences and special treats to myself, are Little Debbie Swiss cake rolls. So much better than Ho Ho Swiss cake, not Swiss cake rolls, but Ho Ho's. Essentially, it's a Ho Ho, but they're softer and they taste less stale than a Ho Ho. And the chocolate's usually softer as well, and the whole bread is all softer inside. Little Debbie, the bomb, half the price of a Ho Ho, double the double the taste. Double the fun, I was going to say. All right, I should not be advertising that on a diet site. Let me go. Let me tell you, these are, when I fail, that's one of the fails that I love to do. If I'm going to do a big road trip by myself and I feel whatever is going on I deserve or I am entitled to or I want to treat myself, I'll stop at a Walmart or a Kmart or a grocery store and pick up a box of Little Debbie Swiss cake rolls. Do as I say, not as I do. Let me continue reading. At the heart of the matter is a little thing called set point weight, says Stephen Guyette, PhD, author of The Hungry Brain. Body weight is regulated by the brain. If you don't know what, then you're going to be surprised when your brain and body start fighting back against weight loss. This is at the heart of why diets don't work, says Sandra Amant, PhD, the author of Why Diets Make Us Fat. whenever your weight changes too much, your brain will intervene to push it back to what it thinks is the correct weight for you. And you might not prefer the same weight that your brain prefers. Many of us don't. Goyette likens the entire process to a thermostat. In your house, this device measures the temperature in your home and helps regulate it so that it stays stable. When the temperature goes up, the heat goes down, or the AC turns on, and vice versa. In your brain, your thermostat is the hypothalamus. Your hypothalamus will activate physiologic and behavioral responses to maintain your body temperature. For instance, if you're cold, you may shiver or put on a sweater. You know what? I think I'm going to stop there because the next paragraph is a little bit longer. So that's a little bit of an introduction to what we're going to talk about. Now, if you look back in previous videos here on HCG, we've talked about this. We've talked about the hypothalamus. We've talked about when you're on HCG and you lose that amount of weight, why P3 is so important. Phase 3 after P2. The phase 3 of still not having any carbs and maintaining. Because your brain is used to your body being at a certain weight. So then when you lose a whole bunch, it thinks, are we supposed to be doing this? I think we need to go back up a little bit. To fight back on that, you have to maintain it for a longer period of time. I've read as much as 6 months, which is probably why I'm yo-yo dieting, because I've never lost weight and kept it off for a full 6 months without having some peaks and valleys throughout the way. But ideally, I've heard that it could be as little as a month, 3 weeks afterwards. But P3 is an extended period of time of very low carbs where you are to maintain the weight that you've lost in P2. And if you go up any more than 2 pounds, which is a tricky thing for me because I can go up 2 pounds between noon and 5 p.m. because of the amount of water that my body retains. So I'm going to have to say, based on looking at the scale, I'm probably going to do closer to 3 to 5 pounds for myself, and it's always going to have to be the scale first thing in the morning. But I have a lot of variability in my weight, which is why losing 1.9 pounds 2 days in a row, I'm not like, woohoo, look at the weight I lost. Like, water. Which is why I gained as much as I did the weekend before, and I knew it was water. I can still feel some, when I make a fist, it still feels not completely deprived of all the water. A little swollen edema, if you will. Okay, so it's your brain that wants to regulate your body at a certain level, which is why if we keep gaining weight and keep gaining weight and keep gaining weight and then we try to lose and we can't, the reason why is your body's used to you now having that level of weight. So you need to bring it back down and keep it back down for a certain period of time. This is an argument that I wish I would have heard when I was in my 20s to prevent me from ever letting myself get up to a certain amount to help me keep my body at that lower weight. It's also why people who are in their 40s and never had a weight problem in the past or have always managed to maintain a good weight are not struggling with weight loss all of a sudden when they hit their 40s. Those of us who've gone back up and down, we have more of a struggle because our brain has set points in the past that have been there. So to help keep that weight down and to help your body maintain that lower weight and not try to fight back against it, it's actually in the hypothalamus that's that sort of regulator period. You need to work hard to maintain that weight at a lower amount for an extended period of time. Eventually, the hypothalamus in your brain will reset and say, okay, this is my new normal. All right, so we're talking about the brain here for a couple times. Maybe I'll be able to do a video tomorrow morning. I'm not sure before I take off and leave, but if not, I apologize. It's going to be next Monday before I get back to you. So you have a wonderful weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend as well. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. I hope you do well with the picnicking and all that. Try to, as best you can, drink as much water as you can and stick with as many fruits and veggies as you can to fill yourself up so that you don't overindulge when it comes to the pie and some of the other delicious treats that will be there. That being said, don't 100% deprive yourself. Allow yourself a little half a sandwich here if you're going to plan on being strict. Understand if you're constantly feeling deprived and deprived and deprived, eventually you throw in the towel. So there has to be a balance in your dieting, and you have to let yourself every now and then go, I'm going to let myself have this little treat right here, and then I'll get right back on the bandwagon tomorrow. That's important. Downside for me is this weekend is going to be a little bit of a downslide, and then on top of that, I bring a lot of the food home, and it's going to be in my house. Oh, my life. But after about a week of getting through all that, and luckily I have one daughter still home from college, and my son who is home as well, so we will have people that will be eating it and getting it out of here quickly. All right, that's all I have for today. I hope that that was informational and it'll be a review for some of you who've been following along on my videos. We'll see what the weight looks like on Monday. And I think I'll probably start HCG. I wanted to start right away on Monday, but I'm probably going to assess what foods are in the house and what's going to be a big downfall for me. And I might just hold off and try to do some calorie restriction to get rid of some of the stuff like mashed potatoes and the kind of stuff that's going to be a little bit of a trigger for me. And then once it's out of the house, so it might be Wednesday maybe before I start getting back on HCG, but I will do my best to at least start videos on Monday for you. Okay, that's all for today. It was good chatting with you. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to chat about that I haven't mentioned. I'm going to go back kind of to the beginning of the protocol and start doing some more review videos shortly after I go through a period of doing kind of my own research on your brain and how it works with diets and why it is that we have these psychological issues that are tripping us up, because that is significant and salient in my life and it definitely affects me. And I'm guessing it probably affects many of you as well. All right, you take care. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Thank you to all of you out there who provided service to our country. Bye.